he just starts hitting Ken Miles with Wonder Bread.
And then he pinches him under the armpit, and he's like, what was that move? I call it the llama bite.
No.
Right, the llama bite. No, he threw something hard, and Ken blocked it like Achilles with his trash can lid shield.
And then he just started whapping him with bread. Like, is this such a I think you broke my finger. And then they drink soda together.
Yeah, he said, don't get him one.
Honey, can I have a fizzy pop? How about you? Do you want one, Carol? Yeah, I'll have one too. No, just one for me, honey. He can get his own. Like a couple, like I don't know, like roughhousing teenagers who took it too far.
There's a lot of heart in the movie. It comes through in lots of ways in different scenes, from racing to moments like that.
Ford starts crying. When he takes Henry Ford II on the joyride.
Well, and that's they're so good at shifting tone in the movie. Like, it starts out stressful because he's coming and he's going to make this decision, and then it's funny because he's locked up turdy Josh Lucas in an office, and then Ford says, "I set on my balls." Yeah.
And then they go on this ride, then he bawls because he wishes his dad would have seen it. Mm-hmm. No, you know what else, John? We're going back to this, and you talked about it, but I do love that speech where Carroll Shelby is just like, listen, we did 218 miles on that last lap. He's like, that's like Ferrari right now is stressing because we did that to him. People know we did that to him. And that I actually have that. That's when Barenthal looks like a proud parent. That made me so happy. But I don't know. There's just, I don't know. A lot of heart. Let's take a break because I'm just going to keep talking about how much I love this movie. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk more Ford versus Ferrari. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks, and I have a surprise for Megan and John. We're going to do a Josh Lucas draft.
Oh!
So...
You don't want a really obscure actor draft?
No, like we did the other day.
Yeah.
All right, so John, pick one or two.
Is this me against Megan?
Yep.
2.
Yep, you go first.
I go first. All right, I got to channel my positive Josh Lucas now. I mean, he almost made me forget everything that I've liked him in.
Remember the good times, John.
I would like Sweet Home Alabama.
Ooh, that's a solid first pick.
Ooh.
He's like very what's the word for him in that? Southern rakish?
I don't know.
A sincere rake, though.
Yeah.
There it is.
A very sincere rake.
Okay, I'm going to do what you did to me the other day, Mark, and I'm going to pick Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh!
Just put a bad taste in my mouth. I don't even know how to respond to that.
I know how you feel, John.
I did it to Meg. It wasn't fair.
I want... Okay, wait. I think I got it. Yes. Yeah. Session 9.
Megan just pointed at that.
Session 9.
Oh, I know what's next. American Psycho.
Oh.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, he's slimy in that one. Wait, this
Bale.
is a reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I don't know enough. So I am like right now pulling up IMDb because I'm struggling to come up with Josh Lucas movies. So I'm just going to go with a fun one here. I know a lot of people hated this movie, but I actually really enjoyed it. Stealth.
Oh, that was a fun movie.
Him and Jamie Foxx and Jessica Biel. That was a great team up. I really liked that.
I'm going to go with The Lincoln Lawyer.
I knew you were going to pick that. I love that movie. The Lincoln Lawyer.
He was in Hulk?
Wait, wasn't he a turd in The Lincoln Lawyer, too? He was the other attorney. That was a brat.
So this is a trend, and we just didn't realize it?
Yep.
Megan is just picking the mean movies. Apparently, he had an uncredited small role in Thinner.
I saw that.
I'm not picking that because I don't even remember that. Obviously, I'm gonna do A Beautiful Mind.
Ooh. What number are we on now?
You're on 4.
You know
Session
what?
9. I love that.
Yeah, I know.
movie.
That was a good one. Oh, that's right. Glory Road.
Ooh, yeah. His Disney movie. His Coach movie.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with horror. I'm doing Telltale.
Telltale.
I wasn't overly impressed with it, but it was neat seeing him in that starring role.
I love that he's in Hulk, too.
Okay.
I don't remember him in Hulk.
Yeah,
I don't.
He's the turd in that one.
God, I don't even remember.
It's just...
Jeez Louise, he's such a turd. Oh, what happened?
Oh, that's fine. Because I've got to. I'm going to go with Poseidon.
Oh, no. But Kurt Russell dies in that.
That broke me watching him drown. You don't show that on screen. You imply it. It was heavy enough. You just imply that.
I met up with my grandma one day to watch that, so good memories.
Oh, that's awesome. And so, I like movies that have... I like $80 million movies that star George Lucas. You got to support that.
But that was...
Rossum is in it, too.
Yeah. Can you think of a more traumatizing drowning scene? I'm serious. Can you?
No, I can't.
I can't. You know what comes close? When the veteran in The Abyss has his rat taken and they put it in the upside down cage in the fluid and you're watching it struggle to breathe. But then it turns out okay though. You show me something intense, but then the mouse is breathing the special oxygenated fluid that they use, their new technology in The Abyss, right? But like that is the second most intense only because it lived. But watching Kurt Russell drown was like the first through fifth most traumatizing drowning scenes I've ever seen.
Something inside me died when that happened.
Wait, do I have to pick another?
No, wait. I think you have 5.
I think
you have Sweet Home Alabama, Session 9, Stealth, A Beautiful Mind, and Telltale.
Oh, thank God.
Megan has Ford vs. Ferrari, American Psycho, Lincoln Lawyer, Glory Road, and Poseidon.
I couldn't have done another. I couldn't have.
Session 9, y'all.
Dude, that's an awesome movie.
That movie, yeah. I had to hunt that down on eBay my freshman year of college, and I paid way too much for it. But I'm obsessed with that movie.
I bought that lightly used at Blockbuster for probably, when you can get like 4 movies for $20.
Yeah.
Lovingly pre-owned.
I used to do that all the time. I kind of miss those deals. No,
you gotta look at the disc before you buy it though.
Yeah, it's true. They were kind of squirrely. I bought Natural Born Killers on used VHS from Blockbuster. I was like 13, and the guy was like, "Yeah, man."
That's an outstanding film.
John, I probably forget 99% of things that I see in movies, right? Because we watch so many. But there's a scene in Natural Born Killers during a prison riot. Well, I remember a lot from that movie, and I haven't seen it in 20 years. There's a guy being dunked upside down into a trash can that was lit on fire. And then I remember Tommy Lee Jones as the warden who squeezes people's noses.
Oh, God. I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he is so over the top in that movie. That movie did a number on me when I was 13, but I already watched like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, so the number was done.
Is that why you get so angry when I squeeze your nose?
Probably. Wow, I hate nose squeezes. You shouldn't tell people that. Now they'll use it against me. John will be squeezing my nose all the time.
Just contact me, Megan.Hoffmeyer at...
No, but what about the actual... I guess, I wouldn't say the races are too important in this film, but I do love the first race where he has the broken windshield, and that guy's like, "Hey man, what happened to your windshield?"
New design.
Yeah. But I do like when I have it in here when he's talking about everything fades at 7,000. I like that a lot in the beginning. But I do. Let's see. Nice Shelby trailer. When he's talking about, he's like, "Hey Bob, I'm gonna overtake you on the next turn." He's yelling at Bob, and then I love when Shelby is like, "Not yet." And then he's like, right. "Not yet." And then Ken makes the move and moves around him and gets the win. Like, I really like that scene a lot. And if you watch the behind the scenes docs, we've done this before, John. On Rush, they had the fancy cars. On Driven, they had the fancy cars. On Days of Thunder, they had the fancy cars. But on this one, since it has, Driven had a bigger budget. And Days of Thunder with inflation had a bigger budget. But what I'm saying is, the camera cars in this movie that they used are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They're
very cool. You should go look them up.
John, there is a car cannon in this movie.
A car cannon?
Yes.
A cannon that shoots a car.
Not one that it doesn't just pop it up. It literally shoots the thing in the air.
I'm not going to say they use dynamite. They probably use, I don't know what.
It sounds like it would be more like a ballista that sling launches a car.
It's like a car.
Trebuchet.
Car catapult. But I'm telling you, they shot that car 50 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet.
It was far, and it was high up in the air. I mean, it was at least 15 feet in the air.
Easily. But I do also, the cinematographer was talking about this. He's like, yeah, like some of these cars hit our cameras.
Oh no, you missed that part because you came up here to set up. they asked, did you lose any cameras? And they said they didn't lose any cameras or lenses in this. Sometimes you do, but in this one they didn't.
Wow.
They said sometimes it bumps the rig, though. Or they get contact, is what he called it.
It's like Tom Cruise destroyed a $100,000 camera in Days of Thunder.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How did he do that?
Well, so there's a racer. I said, you know what, John? I should have used this in our Days of Thunder podcast, but I totally forgot.
Well, they'll have to listen to the whole series now.
Yeah, you're right. Some guy was driving, and Tom Cruise was driving on the track, and the guy's like, just keep making left turns. But I guess Tom tried to take he was going left, and Tom kind of went a little bit to the right, and he drove right into a $100,000 camera.
Whoa.
Destroyed it. But I think that I guess what I'm getting at in a very long way of speaking is that the techniques of filming racing since even Rush, which came out years ago, and to be fair, Rush had half the budget of this, or when Days of Thunder in '90, Driven in '01 are so much more sophisticated now, and I just love how you were able to get put into these races. I thought they used some great techniques, and I also like when in Daytona, when Damon walks out with the sign 7,000, step it up, like you're watching your car, is he gonna make it at 7,000? Like right, like.
And he stands in front of the guy.
Yeah.
Who tells him to ease up.
Yeah, he blocks that and then writes that sign.
Yeah, I don't know if you had walked upstairs yet, but the cinematographer was talking about how shooting cars from high up from a wide angle is very boring. They don't look fast, so it's best to shoot them from low angles and like along the side because it's much closer and you can feel speed.
Oh, yeah, like just an overhead shot looks kind of boring. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
But they don't look fast though. You can't look fast from far away.
How fast they were going? How fast were they? How fast were they going on this one? 100 something? Because they couldn't obviously do 240.
They made it sound like the straightaways, like 198 was really fast.
Oh yeah, you're right. Bale said he hit 185. He's like, I thought I was gonna die. He's like, imagine going 240.
So there is I agree that I really love that scene where Shelby was saying like, yeah, wait for it, not yet now. But the thing is that if I had not just seen Days of Thunder a couple weeks ago, I wouldn't have known why that mattered.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Days of Thunder, you learned and properly understood what drafting was. And then the timing of where you were and how hard the turn was and how much turn was left for when to do the drafting. Whereas in this movie, once again, racing just happened to be there. They weren't trying to teach us about racing. This is almost like when you're sitting next to your dad. Because if I had seen this first, if I was sitting next to my dad watching football when I'm like 10 years old and I don't know like how to recognize offsides yet, and he's getting pissed off and I'm just like, oh, I guess something important happened. Like that's what this was. I mean, but Damon does a great job making it matter anyway. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that is something, I'm not calling it a shortcoming of the film, but it's the absence of another perk. And that's that I think that if audiences better understood some of those things, they might have connected more with some of the elements.
And what do you think about the final race? So when you have the final race, I kind of remember more the great gags about Matt Damon stealing the Italian stopwatches.
Oh my god.
Dude, can we just talk about that? Hold on. That was like the one like kind of unfair thing that his team did. Yeah. And when he did that, I was like, I appreciate the playfulness of this scene, but he is the underdog and he's kind of cheating.
I thought the dropping the nut on the ground was worse though.
Yeah,
right. No, that too. He's engaging in some shenanigans that are kind of questioning his morals a bit. When you want him, everyone else who's against him, they're the ones who are playing dirty. Yeah. He needs to win it straight when they're fighting dirty.
And then he engaged in some shenanigans.
I'm not saying I didn't love it. Yeah, when he dropped that little nut over there, and then they see it and they're like, wait, what the? Oh my gosh, what the hell? In Italian, or when he took the stopwatch, it's like, okay, that's pretty funny. And then I'm like, wait, that's not right.
I just love it. Nice stopwatch. You want one? They're Italian.
Yeah. I mean, again, it was a great line. It kept me on board with the joke, right? But
I really liked their team too. So I really enjoyed Ray McKinnon. He was the Phil Remington in there. He's kind of Shelby's right-hand man. He's the one that goes to get him from the trailer in the beginning when he drags him out.
And he sort of runs Shelby American.
You want to hear something interesting, John?
Okay. Is this about Phil?
So yeah, it's about Phil. Megan learned this. You got it. It's yours.
What?
I won't steal it.
Go for it.
No, you got it.
What about him?
Academy Award.
He's an Oscar winner. So there are three